Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending this online webinar. The name of this webinar is America's on Sale. Learn why hedge funds and foreigners are changing our real estate landscape. My name is Si Wing Yi. I'm the CEO and founder of Yi Real Estate Network. And today's webinar is be very, very important. It's a game changer. So I'm very excited to share the information you can learn on this particular topic for the next 40 minutes or so, and then after that, you will truly understand what's going on in today's landscape. So without further ado, let's continue. Real estate investing is at a new phase. There is a changing of the guard. Real estate is changing daily, and if you're unable to adjust or adapt to the market, then you will be left behind. And don't end up on the wrong side of the fence. In the next 12 to 24 months, this could be your golden age. It can make or break you. More millionaires are made during this downturn than any other time in modern history. In the past 83 years, there has been 4 periods of significant downturns. The Great Depression back in 1929 to 1933, more wealth was created from 1930 to 1934, the years after that particular recession. Then of course, back in the early 80s, although the downturn is not as significant as back in the Depression, but 1981, there was another realistic down cycle, and with the Resolution Trust Corporation debacle, and then I lived through another downturn back in 1991, a mild recession, not that significant, but again, the economy and the real estate cycle is cyclical. If you understand timing, if you know when to strike, when you buy low and sell high, or buy low, rent high, that's even better, right? So anyway, and the number 4 is the current real estate economic recession, which is started around 2009. Well, actually probably 2008 until now. These past 4 years has been amazing. So what have you done in the past 4 years? That's my question to you. That's my challenge to you. If you've done something, if you bought some real estate, you are laughing your way to the bank. If you have not, then shame on you. In the past, individual real estate investors, also known as mom and pop investors, like you and I, have dominated the market. What I mean by mom and pop is people, typically have a regular job, making decent income, working for corporate, making 60 to 100 grand per year, typical middle class American, have good credit, have money for the down payment, again, the regular middle America, mom and pop real estate investors. Now, it is different, very different for mom and pop investors. Look at the real estate cycle. Look at this chart. So, like I said, the real estate cycle are cyclical. You have to understand at any one particular time frame when's the best time to strike. Back in 2006, there's been overbuilding, saturation of the market, easy mortgage, and inflated markets, boom market, right? So a lot of challenges back in the old days because of the boom and bust cycle in many areas such as California, Florida, Arizona, and Vegas mainly. There's been up and down, a lot of volatility. As a result, the market completely tanked in around '08, '09. And then as you can see, if you see this graph, as you can tell, back in around 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, we're pretty much at the bottom of the cycle. And now 2013, as we all been getting a lot of news from the mass media and other news, things are coming back very, very quickly. So we all see the buy signal right here, 2013. The market is coming back up. 2013 right now is the best time to buy before it's too late. As the cycle goes up, if you between 2013 2017, when this trend goes up, then you have prices will rise, right? The net yield will decrease. The active construction will exceed the replacement cost. And then when the construction and when the supply catch up with demand, then things will be not as attractive in the future. All right. So now you see the big picture. Right now is best time, the down cycle. So the current pose of the real estate market, it has become a seller's market. The pendulum has swung, ladies and gentlemen. There's an acute lack of inventory. Multiple offers for every property in many, many areas. It's not unheard of to have 30 to 50 offers for each property, with winning offers sold at 20 to 30% above list price at this particular moment right now. Right now, in the spring of 2013, as we speak, right now is April 2013. All cash offers win out against financed buyers. Furthermore, Americans are becoming renters. Foreigners are becoming land barons. Another scenario. Wall Street Journal several months ago said in a recent article, and I quote, "Mom and pop real estate investors are coming to an end." Traditionally, private equity funds, hedge funds, institution funds, university endowment funds has been focusing on REITs, real estate investment trusts, apartment buildings, shopping malls, commercial buildings, and they package up into a mutual fund. The traditional investing, traditional Wall Street type mutual funds, right? Now they are entering the single family homes as a new asset class, earning double-digit returns. Pay attention, people. This is really important, and this is really good stuff you're hearing from me based on my mass research and my practical experience of running my real estate investment club. Now, these firms are battling the mom and pop real estate investors for the single family home piece of the pie. Also, foreign investors have also been buying. In the past 4 years, foreigners from all over the world have also been buying America. Who are they? They are Canadians, snowbirds, vacationers, pre-retirees from the north of the border have been buying America for the past few years, mainly in the Sun Belt areas such as California, Las Vegas, and Phoenix. Furthermore, mainland Chinese investors also have been buying in the western parts of the US. The reason Chinese are buying? Political instability in their country, difficulty of owning land, They also believe that parking their money in the US is safer. And most importantly, buying in America is creating an excellent rate of returns. Europeans have been buying in the eastern seaboards, such as Florida and Georgia, and a few other places. What I've been seeing lately, as inventories dries up, other areas will be targeted. That's my prediction. The areas are will be soon Texas, Utah, Oregon, Idaho, the Bakken, North Dakota oil fields, and they are slowly right now venturing into the Midwest because of the inventory has been drying up in all the good markets. The Midwest, such as St. Louis, Memphis, Indianapolis, etc. In these areas in the Midwest, they have cheaper, older homes that could be purchased for $30,000 to $100,000 range. And again, the hedge funds and the foreigners are converging into the Midwest market as well as we move forward. Isn't it amazing? Central and South Americans has been buying in Florida, especially in Miami. Other hotspots in areas of Florida are in Orlando, Jacksonville, Cape Coral, and Tampa. Australians and Middle Eastern investors have also been buying all over the US. Depending on what areas of the country, 25 to 40% of the REO, the realistic owned foreclosure homes, are purchased with cash by foreigners. Projecting forward in the next few more years, the percentage may increase to 40 to 50% of all the purchases will be buyers from overseas. Okay, here's the big news. In addition to the foreigners that are dominating the market, we are talking about hedge funds. Let me give you an example. Blackstone Group LP, the hedge fund, is the biggest US investor in single family homes. They are investing more than $1 billion since the start of last year, 2012, to acquire more than 6,500 foreclosed homes in 8 metro areas. The areas are California, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Atlanta, Georgia, and all over Florida. Other private equity firms have invested another $8 billion that could buy 40 to 80,000 single-family home properties nationwide. Mind-boggling. Also, cash buyers from all over the world are outnumbering the US buyers for REO investment homes to profit from the economic turndown. America is on sale, people, and yet Americans are not buying. Some of the articles that you can do your own research. Investors pile into housing, this time as landlords. That's right. Landlords. Wall Street Journal article a few weeks ago. And you can see the link. You can click on the link and you will read the article. It talks about how Wall Street investors are buying in bulk in Southern California. So this is one of many sample articles, not just in Southern California, as I mentioned, right? It's all over the place. 24 investment funds hoping to own 10,000 homes. So anyway, there are at least 24 investment funds is in the process of buying more single-family homes, 10,000 of them all over the country. There could be as many as a dozen public REITs, real estate investment trusts, in the next few years that are devoted to single-family homes. An article in the Huffington Post said 450 million fund to buy foreclosed homes. Carrington Capital Management, another hedge fund, has teamed up with Los Angeles-based Oak Tree Capital. They have created a 450 million fund to buy foreclosed homes in bulk and rent them out. Another example, investors raising 8 billion for REOs. Okay, Wall Street investors are venturing into the market, investing 6 to 8 billion dollars to buy 40 to 80,000 foreclosed homes nationwide in the months ahead. Institutional investors buying properties in bulk are crowding out smaller mom and pop firms, the Wall Street Journal said. Indeed, REO may be a fully institutional asset class within 18 to 24 months. What I mean asset class is mutual funds, is a paper asset. They're converting brick and mortar. You can feel, you can touch homes, houses into paper asset, Wall Street. Think about this significance. Furthermore, on this third article right here, third paragraph, it's a land grab unlike anything we've ever seen. You're going to drive through parts of town, and all of it will be institutionally owned. There is no upper limit, this owner of a hedge fund said. We can spend as much as we want, said Blackstone's Nick Pavanetti. If we're determined we want that house, we're going to get it, no matter what it takes. That means they're going to outbid everybody. They're going to bid higher on that investment home and take it as part of a bulk purchase. Okay, they're outbidding everyone. That's what I'm saying. Okay, how are you going to compete with an $8 billion fund, people? Your mom and pop investors out there, I'm asking you this question. What do you do when inventory dries up and the number of people out of work and entering the quote unquote I buy houses niche, your competition, are growing to record numbers? Friends, I submit to you now that the waters are rising fast on the 99% of real estate investors, quickly phasing out anyone who is not rich or smart enough to play the game. So you're left with two choices. One, you can drown. Two, you can learn to swim. Big players intend to turn these homes into rentals, and they're going to keep it inside their portfolio. They're not in the MLS. Okay? They're off limits for most mom and pop people. As these large funds complete their bulk purchases from bank REO departments and courthouse auctions, they will eventually convert this block of homes into REITs, real estate investment trusts, a mutual fund. The mutual fund you've been accustomed to buying through your IRA, 401k, or whatever that you have in your traditional portfolio. All right? The paper asset. The culprit, okay, is Wall Street. Okay? Wall Street is, believe it or not, they are entering Main Street. All right? Even they understand where you make money these days. You make money in real estate. I've been telling you guys all along. So, who will come in and convert these portfolios into fully institutional asset class? The timeline could be in the next 12 to 24 months. What does this mean? Small scale investors, also known as mom and pop investors, will become extinct. They cannot compete. All cash purchases by large firms. As you drive down a street, do not be surprised if the entire neighborhood of houses are owned by Wall Street paper assets, REITs, as I said before. Consequently, 99% of most small investors will drown. Let me summarize some of the things I mentioned earlier. Where are these hedge funds buying right now? In the past year or so, they've been buying California, Vegas, Phoenix, Atlanta, and Florida. And a lot of the inventories, as you may or may not know, is really drying up. They have bought so much. The REO inventory is almost all gone in those areas. once they're almost all gone in the next whatever, how long it take, next 1 year or whatever, next 2 years, where are they going after this? I've been hearing they are already some of the hedge funds and foreign investors. They are converging into the Midwest markets, such as Memphis, Tennessee, Indianapolis, and perhaps soon Boise, Idaho, different areas of Utah and Oregon and Washington State. They buying single family homes around 100 to $200,000 price range. That's what's happening. With the exception of Midwest, of course. Midwest, their average price of rental homes is around 30 to 100K. Very cheap still. So today is dark and deadly. The pool of American buyers have shrunk. Unlike in 2002 to 2008 when anybody who can fog a mirror are qualified to buy a house. Nowadays, small mom and pop investors such as you and I need to have perfect credit. Some need to have all cash capability, and need to be able to find deals, which, as I said so far, you are outdued by heavy hitters from Wall Street and foreigners with deep pockets. Most small investors have dropped out of the game. They can't stand the heat. Big money hedge funds are the Walmart of real estate investing. This is the end of the mom and pop investing as we know it. The Walmart of real estate investing is putting the average Joe out of business. The little guys are in danger. In May of 2012, last year, Warren Buffett, everybody knows Warren Buffett, said if he had a way to buy a couple of 100,000 single family homes and easily manage them, he would load up on them and take mortgages out at very, very low rates. When Warren Buffett talk, you listen. He's right. Even he understands the attractiveness of single family home rentals. Take your head out of the sand, people. You can profit from it. Things I've been telling you so far is not really doom and gloom. No, there's always some solution. You are doomed to fail if you continue to use the old school methods. Now everything's changing. Your model, systems, and strategies needs to be in place. The future of real estate investing will be very different than from the past. Is this doom and gloom? Of course not. Okay, I'm a very optimistic person. There's always the light at the end of the tunnel, but you have to know what you're doing. The bottom line is there will be 10 million millionaires made during this realistic downturn. You can be one of them. Wealth is never totally destroyed. It just transfers. Competition is all gone. Money gets split into fewer people. Okay, here's a solution. Number one, don't focus on houses that the big funds are interested in. Some of them, they'll focus on bigger homes, new houses, houses that are costing like 3 to 400,000. No, that's not the criteria for cash flow. Cash flow, you buy anything like 100 to $200,000, mainly 100,000 range, with the exception of the back in North Dakota. The investment homes are a little bit more expensive, but the rent is extremely high, so it makes sense there. But for the most part, focus on smaller cash flow homes, 100 to 130,000 price range with good rent price to rent ratio. You know, good cash flow, good cash on cash return, ROI, and cap rate. All right. Number two, The second solution is partner with the big funds, with the big hedge funds, with the institution funds. If you can't beat them, join them. I have relationship with many of these big funds. I've been doing this since 2004 when I started my company, the Year Real Estate Network. It is called Remote Passive Turnkey Investing Approach. By the way, the inventory I have available for my members and other risk investors are not in MLS. They were specifically even provided for my investors. I have inventory on a weekly basis in different markets. Only target my investors, not in MLS. So you're not subject to multiple bidding. You're not subject to overbid them 20, 30% over the list price. You're not subject to pay all cash. You could pay all cash if you want, but I have lenders because I have a turnkey approach. I have lenders that can able to do financing for you, 20% down, if you qualify. That is right. So anyway, the third solution is you connect to winners, friends, partners, and business associates, and that's what I have. That's my connection. This is my personal inner circle. Four, by being part of my network, I'm going to cut your learning curve. I have my inner circle, my dream team of advisors, okay, and my affiliates, my partners in different markets to bring you the great properties, all done turnkey, property management, lenders, everything ready to go. The houses already been rehabbed correctly. Most of my properties have already have a tenant in place, and all the numbers has been done. Everything done for you. Okay. It has taken me years to cultivate my system. We will teach, lead, and guide you. Number 5, solution. We need each other. No more do-it-yourselfers out there, people. We need to work as a team. We have cutting-edge information. My organization. No outdated, incorrect information. Living, breathing, evolving current advice that I provide for my investors. Always new ways to learn. I have zero tolerance for whiners, complainers, excuse makers, the know-it-all, etc. At this time, let me introduce you to my remote passive investing turnkey investment methodology, which I have created back in 2004 when I started the Year Real Estate Network system. I'm only going to give you several samples of my market that I'm connected with. Okay, there is this. I don't want to spend too much time on this webinar. You can always reach me, contact me, so I can work on your real estate investment plan once I get to know your situation. But let me give you a 2 sample of my my partners. Of course, my number 1 market, in case you don't know by now, is the Bakken, North Dakota. Okay, it's tremendous oil boom has created a job boom, and job boom has created a housing boom. All right, and it is totally amazing. The cash flow is really, really high. The cash flow is really, really high. For example, the current inventory in Stanley, North Dakota is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1 unit of a duplex, $254,000. However, the rent is projected to be $3,700. Yes, you're buying a $254,000 unit producing $3,700 rent. Look at that number, mind-boggling. All right, so you just go ahead and listen. Click on the link to listen to the webinar replay that we did last November, and learn more about this great, my number 1 personal investment market. Okay, and next, Atlanta is a very good area, of course. This particular market we have a 3-year lease rental available. The homes are very new, 5, 6, 7 years new, Average price of the home is 100,000. It's an all cash purchase. So many of my investors have purchased into this market recently as well. So go ahead and click the webinar replay, learn more about it, and then contact my affiliates with their name and phone number and email. All right. Other than that, yeah, I don't want to spend too much time. I mean, just want to give you some big picture of what's going on, and really, thank you for attending. This is a very important information that you need to understand what's going on out there, so you can make an informed decision, do your research. And of course, my name is Si-Wing Yi. My number is 510-552-0726. And of course, you know my email, my website. If you click on my website, siwingyiseminars.com, and click on the webinar archives, and you will be able to see more properties that I represent. Okay, I do, Phoenix, Arizona, Indianapolis, Indiana. I have connections in Texas, Memphis, Tennessee, and quite a few areas. All right, so just contact me if you wish to create your 10-year retirement plan or even shorter, and I'll be looking forward to helping you to achieve your goals. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. Good luck, everyone, and have a nice day.